Greetings and welcome to Wizards of Fun. My name is Eric, and we are back with the final round from day one constructed at SorceryCon 3. It's the third day of the event, but this is day one of two for the constructed event. So players that have a record of at least 4 wins and 2 losses or better move on to day two. And both myself and my opponent here, James, are at 2 losses. So this is for all the marbles. Whoever loses this round does not move on to day 2. Whoever wins does move on. So both pretty nervous, but having a great time. And again, in the spirit of sorcery, giving out some knuckles and trying to keep it fun. James is playing the Savior. Looks like he's got some great cards there. Avenging Angel, the Dapple Vampire. See some Sights, the Double Threshold, and Torture's Trinket. Let's see what I have. I have the Tower, Peculiar Port, Mortuary, Riptide, the Symmetric Suffering, and the Pied Piper of Hamlin, which probably won't be handy. So I'm considering, do I even want this in my hand? He's playing Savior. I don't know. It is a good counter to his Pied Piper if he has one of his own. So like my now self is saying, please keep that card. Just keep it as like a maybe. It's almost like swap, where you end up just kind of keeping it in the hand sometimes for a long time, waiting for an opportunity to use it. Like you don't know when I'm going to use it, but it's got to be useful at some point, or when he plays a minion in a spot that is advantageous for him, and then I move it out of the way to a spot where it's not and put myself in a better position. So, but I do get rid of the mismanaged Mortuary, and that is it. I don't think we're going to need the interaction with the graveyard in this match, and we get a Tadpole Pool, which could be useful. He's going to have a lot of ward stuff, so I guess to kind of counteract his ability to attack and not take damage, I might have some frogs that can do the same. Just kind of a throw-in card for water. I mean, it's a little slow in that they are spawned submerged, and then you have to bring them up, and then they're blocking, but if the game goes long, those frogs can be very beneficial, especially when you have
I think I'm just gonna have to live with this.
Oh gosh, what's the name? The card that transforms you? Not Mesmerism, Transmorph. Oh my gosh, Shapeshift. So just some good targets for things like that, and for swap, that can be great too. Bring them up to the surface and then swap them for something, or for a ring or something like that.
Kind of sad start to the game.
Vampire is definitely scary to see. It looks like
Dark Tower.
Ooh.
Can't utilize the 2 mana though, which is
unfortunately can't utilize the extra mana from the tower. It's always sad to see. So we play a tower, make a skeleton, and pass.
I have 1 air threshold.
1 air threshold.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So I'm going to draw a spell.
Looks like it's a Paladins of Bosnia, which I haven't played with against very much. It's a 4 power. It requires 3 earth threshold, has 4 mana. Yeah, it requires 4 mana and 3 earth threshold rather. And has 4 power. It comes in warded and is a spellcaster. And they are elite mortals at Dawn's first service. Some pretty cool flavor text. It's something I'm really looking forward to with this game just over the years, is taking the time to go back and reread a lot of the flavor text on cards. Like, we play with these cards all day, but sometimes you forget, like, some of the older cards. Looks like we have a manuscript drawn off the top there, which again can be good with the frogs. Can also be good with skeletons. Just cast it to a skeleton, tap, draw a free card. Do it again the next turn. Which is probably something we want to consider doing here. If I wouldn't say better, I'd say right now we tap, play a sight, cast the script into my skeleton, tap, and draw another spell, and then just keep that going the rest of the game. But yeah, there's some of the cards like in beta that literally have like poetry or like Bible verses on them. I look forward to the many years of sorcery. This game allows us to really truly take a full year to enjoy and appreciate every new set that comes out. It's such a blessing. I also hope James is not holding his cards so far down that I can see them. I know in the event I couldn't, but just looking at it now, it's like...
Okay, unfortunately...
James, if you happen to be watching this, just be... I appreciate you showing the camera, but make sure your opponent can't accidentally see. Ooh, and we don't get the frogs, but again, I think... what was the other side in my hand? I'm trying to figure why I would have opted to just waste the frogs. Probably just because even if I get... Yeah. Oh, and I pass. I may not realize that I can do the manuscript thing right now, or maybe I want to have. He has another Paladins.
I'll play for 12.
I'm not sure why I didn't do it. I guess we'll see. I don't recall exactly how this match plays out, and maybe it just takes me a few turns to realize that that's how. Like maybe I'm now looking at it and going, "Oh,
Oh, that might not.
why did I waste that?"
Okay.
Or maybe I was ramping up so I can do it twice. You know, I can now cast it and get draw card, draw card. I'm drawing a different site than what?
That doesn't help me either.
Pebbled Paths,
Following turn.
which disables
I will.
all nearby minions
Does not have good thresholds.
until the following turn.
Like, because I feel the same. Like, the
That's
first round
kind
was
of where I
exactly
am,
like
yeah.
this. I mean, it was against Lucy, but like,
Yeah, James was a really nice, friendly opponent.
accentuated it.
But you're right. It's exactly what's happening to me. Is
Oh, okay. So I suppose I casted the. Sorry, I forgot it was
bad
Peculiar Port.
thresholds.
I guess I cast the frogs because if I cast port and then I don't get to use the port and then I cast frogs, I don't get the frogs either. So I think I just kind of, you know,
I think I'm gonna risk it.
how do you say, bit my losses? What's the expression? I just cut out my losses
So I do meet the threshold to do that. If I
and
want
go.
to.
Let's just play the frog, get one water threshold, and then I'll have a second threshold to make a
I have 3 mana.
horrible hybrids. Again, not sure why what I'm planning to use these skeletons for. I should have 2 additional cards in my hand right
I will
now,
pass my turn.
I will.
but I don't. So I missed that. So that's how I would definitely do it if I could go back.
Your turn.
I think he drew Hounds of Ondaros, if I'm not mistaken, which is a really scary card. Basically a card that has every keyword in the game: Void Walk, Submerge, Burrow, Airborne.
A spell.
I'm actually going to look at everything it has while we're waiting for these turns to take place here. Move and attack for 3 with the Horrible Hybrids, First Blood.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, Hounds has so much on it, I don't even know what is all on it. Hounds of Ondaros reads, Airborne, Burrowing, Submerge, Void Walk, and nearby enemies permanently lose
I'm gonna
stealth.
cast a,
So as someone who's running Questing Beast, I'll want to keep that in mind.
Oh no.
onto this.
Oh, I
skeleton, I'll
suppose,
tap.
I don't know, I could see the argument, like,
Let's see how.
I have to.
no, but why
reveal-
would I do that?
reveal your
Because
topmost spell and draw it.
I was about to say, maybe I moved them over because I didn't
No,
want the
I'm just-
manuscript in the way of him moving forward and dispelling it or something.
So it takes 2, right? For a toolbox.
But
in
that
the
makes it
hand.
harder for me to do the infinite combo of making
just look it
skeletons
up.
and then doing it every
Same
turn.
thing.
So I think this is just a mistake. I'm just tired or
Bring a
something.
Morrigan in the
I get a Ring of Morgan. I get a
Not need that.
toolbox. That feels not bad. I have 1 mana. I
That's
probably will just
there.
equip my Necromancer with
This
the
is not
ring.
tapped yet, I'm sorry. Oh, let me
Yeah, I think it was just a mistake.
see here.
Again, my main mission at this event was I was there helping film the event. So that's really where my head was. I wasn't getting like practice matches or thinking about the meta or how I'm going to prepare for the event. I was really there to film and to have fun.
Gain 1.
And so coming right out of filming, coming into this, having no like warm-up matches, it's you know, doomed to
That's a good point.
make all sorts of mistakes, which we have seen in I think in every round. There's been mistakes, there's been misplays, there's been illegal moves.
That's a good point. I think I'll make a skeleton. Pass.
And I don't cast the ring. And I guess it makes sense to keep the ring. He knows I have it, but he knows that I have it, but
Rift Valley.
Rift Valley,
Just
very
moves,
cool.
May pull apart a partial ruler common to make a void.
I'm just rereading how it works because I'm at the time of this recording solely a mono water player, so it's like all I know. And so I'm having to pick up all his cards because I've never seen them. But since this event has ended, I have very proactively been playing with different avatars, different thresholds, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting to explore and experience all aspects of sorcery.
That's cool.
And as you can see, that column where the manuscript is was especially bright under the lights. So sorry that right now you guys are getting
That doesn't work.
your eyes burned
Against your warded
out of your retinas here, getting your retinas burned rather
And spellcast.
out of your eyes. A couple toolboxes feels good. Just, you know, gives you access to all of our utility. We will keep Pied Piper just the whole game until
Hopefully I can move this here, so this.
we know for a fact he's not going to cast one of his own, or we feel confident that he won't. I've got a Riptide. The Suffering could be used to get rid of his paladins. So that's an option I have here. Do I want to move the skeleton and then next turn get a manuscript, or do I want to probably want to just do the symmetric suffering now? It would cost me 3.
I'm going to
Equip a Ring of Morgan. Tap and draw sight.
thinking about a site, 'cause if I
Attack for 3.
do that thing and then I get an extra mana.
That's the line I'm seeing here. I'd be curious, not that I expect anyone to take the time to pause and type it out, but I'd be curious, like at this moment, what if you guys saw a different line
So that's
than I
kinda
did.
connected
It looks like I
here.
was deciding what
That's
to
like
even
there,
draw
which
for
is
the turn.
interesting.
So I drew a Troll Bridge, which is always good to see. So that will give us
What I'm
5
going to
mana.
do is tap
So maybe we do all that, and instead of the ring, since I have nothing to ping with it, we can just equip a toolbox. Let's put a Troll Bridge in the corner. It gives me somewhere to run
2, 3, 4 water.
to later in the match. Topping off my thresholds.
So we're at 5 mana.
But yeah, I would imagine here we do Symmetric Suffering, get rid of his paladins, attack for 3 on top of his savior.
1 to make a skeleton.
Making a skeleton.
That's a new
Okay.
one.
And then equip a
I'll
toolbox
move
was
this
what I would
skeleton- Oh, sorry.
have opted
I'll
to
move
do,
this
at least
up
what I'm
this
thinking of.
with
That's what
this
I would want to do right now if I was playing
Yeah,
again.
Just picking it up though. And
And then I'm
that's there.
all right. So I'm realizing my mistake with the manuscript. So I actually took that skeleton and picked it up, and I'm gonna walk it back over or riptide back. Well, I can't riptide onto the Dark Tower, but
to Ring of Morgan on my Necromancer. Do you mind if I send
okay.
it
So
here?
pay 1. Yeah,
Or if
make
you
a
want me to keep it
skeleton. Equip ring
no
seems
problem.
fine. He
This
asked
is
if I
here.
can keep it on the avatar.
I will then pay.
I said sure. I prefer to put it to the side, but no worries. And then we're gonna sack the new skeleton. So yeah, actually that was fine because I guess my thinking there was that if I sack the skeleton that I want to pick up the manuscript, obviously then I don't get to pick up the manuscript. So I'm sacking the new skeleton, getting rid of his thing, attacking for 3. That actually is pretty good. And then
I'm gonna attack this side here for 3.
although it was a mistake and I kind of miss a turn of the drawing effect of the manuscript, I can now move it back over to my avatar and get that going again. So
4 mana.
definitely lose a couple of turns of drawing.
Tap, fight, fertile.
Not the end of the world. He's going pretty quick. So plays his Fertile Earth
Your turn.
and plays a vampire and passes turn. So, and I want to give credit and also just a shout out to players and a recommendation. Like, when it's not your turn, definitely try to think of what your line is.
I'm so full.
Which,
Oh,
oh, and we're
wow,
getting some German chocolates from, oh, I'm sorry, I forget his first name. I briefly met him, but was a really nice gentleman, I believe from Germany or Switzerland, but I think Germany. It was the whole weekend he was going around and handing out European chocolate, which was so cool. And I politely declined because I had already gotten chocolate from him earlier. I said, no thanks. Can only handle so much chocolate, but super, super nice guy. Everyone at the event was just so lovely. All right, so I think we're just gonna move the manuscript back. Not sure what we're gonna do about the vampire, but we have a couple toolboxes, so we do have the option to just cast a toolbox and then bury it.
I'm gonna put a toolbox on the Necromancer. No Ring of Morgan paying.
No Ring of
I will
Morgan.
then pay 3
Yeah, pay 3, and we're just gonna bury
to
that thing.
sacrifice it in order to cast a drown on.
Oh, what's the site that he's on? I guess it's a water site. My bad. So yeah, same idea. Drown.
Number 3.
I will attack the site for 3.
Attack for 3,
My gosh.
and then I'll move with the skeleton back
Actually,
over.
I'm gonna attack this. I'm gonna. Well,
That's
attack
really
this now right
embarrassing,
now.
but
No, I'm
yeah.
gonna move it here.
Now it's
So,
back in the spot it needs to be.
draw.
It's fine. Not the end of the
I
world.
forgot to tap to draw sight, so I'll do that too.
I should have done that first. Tapping to draw sight.
This
But
is
yeah.
yours. I'm so
Oh, that's his sights. Oops. I almost looked at his deck. Oh, that's so. So you can just see I'm tired. I don't even know where I am. I did not add my 6th mana onto my.
Fight Paladins of Bosnia.
At least I think that's. Unless that's his forward sight. It's so bright I can't even tell, man. Buried his vampire. But he does have another paladins, which is warded and is tough to deal with.
I already have a sight in
I guess I
it, so
could
grab
use
spell.
Riptide to target it, removing the ward, and then toolbox and bury it. Tap my manuscript to draw a card, hit him for another 3, and just keep hitting him for 3.
Let's see. I'm at 5 mana, so if I push.
But yeah, shout outs to James for just playing quickly, you know? Again, don't rush. Like, don't feel pressured, like, to make a mistake because you are supposed to play faster. But, like, on your opponent's turn, if you're just sitting there, don't check your phone or talk to a friend or get distracted. Like, think about what you're gonna do. Think about what your options are. Think about what you want to draw. Okay, like if I draw this, what will I do? If I don't, what will I do? If I draw a card and it makes no difference to my current line, what is the line? And then if you draw a card and it changes that line, well then obviously take your time to rethink your turn. But you can just see I'm really taking my time with my turns, and by the time it's his turn, he already knows what he's gonna do. So I just want to give him props there. I think that forward sight is his. So I don't have 6 mana. I only have 5. It's just so bright. It's the one like in front of my
No.
And I'm going to cast
Tadpole pool.
I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna opt to Riptide to break his ward.
Cast a Riptide. No Ring of Morgan.
It's target.
Target water site. No, I'm not targeting the unit.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No Ring of
It will get
Morgan.
pulled in. So this will get pulled into here.
Oh, and
I
it
will draw a
doesn't
card,
target
draw
the
spell.
unit. So actually, that's not what the strategy was. The strategy is just to get it. And I top deck another Riptide, which is
One
hilarious.
moment. I will.
What is my thought there?
This is so rude.
I actually don't know why I would have wanted to pull that forward.
To cast a toolbox onto my Necromancer.
Another one.
All right,
With
toolbox,
that, Ring of
cast.
Morgan, I will ping.
Okay.
Ring of Morgan gets rid of his ward. That makes sense.
One moment.
I probably should be doing manuscript
that's
first
going
to see what card we get, but I don't know.
That's just there. So I'm not so worried about that. If I tap and play that, I would have
How
2
I'd be able
mana.
to get
So I
it.
think that's fine.
But pulling
with that.
it
Make
forward with the
skeleton.
Riptide
Let's
and then
tap
getting rid of the
the
ward is
skeleton.
definitely a step in the right direction.
To
Now
reveal
that thing
card.
is just a 4/4 spellcaster. It's good, but it's not terrifying. Cat can help block against that.
Cat goes in the hand.
Cannon must be cast to a water site, which can also be cast on his home site, because apparently it's water. I can't tell what it is, but we had to drown something there earlier, so...
Be careful what I say here. Where would I want to put that?
Every minion gone, gone, gone.
That happens there. That happens there. Yeah, I think no matter what, I probably will attack the site here for 3.
Attack the site for 3, get him down to 8.
Oh, wow.
I will tap to play a site.
And then finally tap to play a lighthouse somewhere, just deciding where I want to do that. I think I'm opting to play it forward so that he can't
Here?
lock me out.
Game's not over yet. Game's not over yet.
Yeah, it isn't.
2 mana. I think I'll hang on to that. That's there. I'm gonna pay 1 to make a skeleton. Pick
So
this up.
2 mana there, pay 1 to make a skeleton. So now the manuscript every turn will be
I will
drawing me 1 additional spell. No Garden of Eden's in play. I think that's is it a grapple shot? I think so. I am still at 20 life though, so no immediate threat. I mean, Hounds is quite good.
Okay, good thing skeletons can't block. So I'll play Torture, my Trinket on Paladins,
Trinket,
and then I'll attack your Peculiar.
attack for 5.
I can't move to block.
I can't move to block, so I
it
have
looks
to
like
eat that.
have to take the 5.
Go to 15. I do have a ring though. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so it
That's
hits
pretty
the
good.
hybrids.
It hits me for 5 and it gets rid of my horrible hybrids that was on his face.
No, it did, no,
That doesn't die.
no, of course not.
I'll draw a spell.
All right, we draw a spell. Looks like we get the Abbot and Succubus.
All I need is
That's why I gotta. We can't give up yet. Gotta still.
if I get Dispel, that'd be so. 2 drops of Dispel.
Cat's definitely not bad. Do I want to tap?
And again, this is the final round. Taking all the time that we need here. Untap.
I think so. I
Let's
think what
think.
I'm going to do is drop the manuscript. So skeleton is not holding the manuscript.
Dropping the
Everyone else needs to
manuscript.
see. I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna cast a Riptide.
I see. So we're going to Riptide the skeleton up, and then we are going
I will
to
draw a
shapeshift
get a
it.
site.
Draw a sight with the Riptide.
I'll tap to
Looks
play
like we're going
a
to tap
thin
and
ice.
play it. Just a thin ice. Not going to help me in that corner most likely, but just some mana. I'm at 5 now. I can make a skeleton and also shapeshift. But let's do the shapeshift first.
For a shapeshift on this skeleton. It does not have summon sickness, so I get to look at 5.
Get some luck.
cards. As
All
long
right,
as
let's
there's
see
a
what our
minion in
options
there, I
are.
can do it.
I guess you reveal. You reveal, right?
Maiden Mother Crone.
Bad.
You reveal.
Do not reveal. I just have to show you which one it turns
I think
into.
he was
The
just
rest will go to the
confirming whether or not
bottom.
I have to reveal them. You do
I'm
not.
going to choose
Polymorph
to
Cat,
transform it.
Maiden
So
Mother
that would be 1, 2,
Crone.
3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's probably
And something I learned from this event is that, for example, so Maiden here, I probably make the mistake of gaining 3 life. Shapeshifting does not trigger Genesis. So I had a feeling that I would miss this mistake. So again, I think in every match I've had a misplay or an illegal moves, and I apologize for that. But was that a Wuthering Heights? I think that's what it is. So I gained 3 and shouldn't have. Just so you folks know, I just didn't know that until after.
And I'll say go.
Well, obviously after the event. But posting my match of round 2 playing against Bruce, Golden Eagle cards. Go check it out if you have it. It was a great match, but where we co-commentated, which was a ton of fun. But people in the comments of that YouTube video let me know, hey, by the way, Genesis does not trigger when you shapeshift because they're not entering the realm. They're already in the realm. They're just transforming. I figured it was the minion coming from the deck is coming in, but that's not how that works. So
I don't know if I have one.
just know that, and I hope someone else out there also learns from that mistake. Hounds of Ondaros. So nearby enemies permanently lose stealth, and then it also has every other keyword.
Comes in for 5. You pay the 6 to ward it. Sure.
Move this guy up. Your turn.
Moving.
And he has, I think,
That's there to
5?
block.
Let me double check, actually. Yeah. No, sorry, 4 power. 5 mana, 2 air threshold is required. Air affinity. 4 power. And every keyword under the sun. And stuff with
Something about that, then I can do that.
I mean, you have all the cards in your
stealth. Does not want to be near that thing. All right, so now it's time to start using our big brains here, because
6, 7. That's correct. I will draw a spell.
drawing a spell. We have access to the toolbox. We have a questing beast. We just can't put it near the hounds. So yeah, messed up with that trigger on the Genesis again with the Maiden Mother Crone, but just moving on from that because neither of us caught it, unfortunately. Tapping to draw a spell from the manuscript, and we get a Order of the Sacred Oak. Checking the collection.
4 power.
Questing Beast feels pretty good in that hand. Be able to help get us to get him to door, rather. Because he has exactly 5 power. Having a ring also feels good. I can just, whenever I cast anything, just get myself back up to 20. But a Hounds of Ondaros with a ward on it is no joke. Savior seems to be quite a really good avatar. I haven't played against it enough.
I don't think there's many finishes.
But the potential with the charge things where you cast something, ward it, attack, lose the ward, but then the way that Savior reads says, this turn, you may ward something that's entered. So you can re-ward a minion as many times as you want, assuming it came in that turn.
Can't do much else but do that. So I think what I'm going to do.
So I'm definitely, admittedly, a bit of a slower player. I just haven't gotten the reps in. Ooh, and it looks like I cast the Questing Beast near the Hounds and don't realize it. So I think and I hope. Oh yeah, and then James was like, "Hey, by the way, you wouldn't want to cast that there because it permanently loses stealth." And I go, "Oh, whoops. Yeah, okay. Then let's move it to the right."
Different spot. I'll put it here. I'll put it right here. And then I'm going to, when casting that, I'll ping my Mother Crone to gain
I
1.
ping my Mother Crone when casting that to gain 1.
I'm going to move Maiden Mother out of the way.
I'm gonna move her away. No Garden of Eden in sight, so once we have a bunch of spare mana, we can dump it into drawing spells, but our manuscript is doing enough to help us draw spells, so I'm just not
I'll equip the manuscript.
The Maiden Mother Crone would only just be an
I think
additional
that's all I
benefit.
can
We
do.
definitely
So I'm
don't
gonna
need it.
move
We're
my
still
end
drawing
step,
basically
and
2 spells a
the,
turn.
questing beast will
Then I'll
take
have Questing Beast take a step silently at the end of my turn, because that's how its effect works. At the end of your turn, it may take a step. Awesome card. Awesome staple.
All right. So
I do see that he has Bane of Adventist, which is you gain control of all minions with Ward. So for me, that would not be a factor. He plays a Highland Princess. So probably looking to get a ring of his own. He could really grab anything, but that's generally a ring or a trinket, which he already has. Not sure what he's looking for. Yep, there it is. The $200 card itself, the Ring of Morrigan.
Where are you going to cast?
Boy, I felt like a fool when I bought that card for $100 flat. Now that it's at like 190, I feel a little less foolish.
Okay, sounds good.
I feel glad that I just already have it, but I know a lot of players that just don't have it. It's, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say out of spite, but that's just an expensive card. And frankly, most matches I don't see it. You know, that's the nature of sorcery and unique cards. Is as good as they are, you're not likely to see them more than once or twice in any event. Depending on the card in the deck, of course, but generally. Like, I don't think I saw Ring more than a couple times this whole day. And it's a $200 card. So, again, if you're looking at sorcery and you're like, man, it looks too expensive, like all these decks cost way too much money, Lord of Itza did a good video on his channel, Josh, one of the judges here at this event. It was great to meet him in person. Shout outs to him. But yeah, he made a great video just showing like, yeah, like players coming from the outside, it can look expensive. But if you cut out like 4 or 5 of the most expensive cards in any deck that are all uniques, it brings down the cost of the deck drastically. And again, because they're uniques, you're not likely to see them every time anyway. So unless you're like really trying to compete right from the get-go, you don't have to buy them.
That's true.
Okay, so he moves his hounds over. So as much as I was feeling sneaky getting around his hounds, he's like, oh, I'll just fly here and then you lose stealth permanently. Like, well, true. So I did not quite get away from that.
And then I will take 4. Sounds good.
Take the damage from the hounds.
I'll ping this for 1, go up to 6.
Okay.
And now Paladins of Baziel.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to trade for my Questing Beast with his Paladins and the Trinket because it's at 5 power. And I go, yep, you got me. I was thinking I was creeping up in a way to get him, but he also has Ring now, so he's able to ping. He's able to... Looks like I put up my hand there just to like block from being able to see his hand because he really... I think on that moment, I was starting to get close to being able to see what he has. And I'm like, don't show me your hand there, guy.
15. Sounds good.
The shiniest of cards on his side. He's looking... It's really looking flavorfully like the savior. He's glowing over here. Not him, but his cards. Just in the perfect spot under that light.
It does. And how many cards do you have?
All right, I drew a Atlantean Fate, which sounds awesome. Do we have a Riptide or anything to that effect? Order of the Sacred Oak, Abbot and Succubus. Like, ideally, we could pull his hounds back over and then drown everything.
What? Water, or sorry, earth, Tintagel.
Everything I need to cast everything.
I can get, again, extra card draws with the manuscript, but also with my Maiden Mother. So it's only a matter of time until we cast an Atlantean Fate onto something. And getting rid of that Hounds, I think right now with the ward on it is definitely on my mind.
If I do that and do that, then I can at least
I don't quite recall how I resolved this though, so let's have a look. See, we could also cast Abbot and Succubus to break the ward. First things first, let's kill the skeleton.
See what we get. Polymorph.
Polymorph is not bad
Skeleton does that.
because now we don't need to do Atlantean Fate at all. We can cast any spell we want, ping the Hounds, and then polymorph it. And then even cast a Pied Piper to gain control of that frog, if we wanted to.
I can get rid of the ward at least here. And then I do that to do that.
It's not stealth or anything like that.
That would be... Okay, I think either way I need some mana, so I'm going to tap. I'll play a River Rapids.
River Rapids. We're up to 8 mana.
I'm at 8 mana. I'm going to pay 5. I'm going to Atlantean Fate here.
All right, so we do opt to Atlantean. Yeah, I think
that's
we
a
can just afford to do both,
non-ordinary
right? So we just Atlantean
I'll
Fate,
just read it. Affected non-ordinary sites are flooded.
drown everything
They
on
are
his
water
side.
sites, only provide water threshold, and lose all other abilities. Genesis, submerge all minions and artifacts atop the affected
All right,
space.
so Atlantean Fate comes down.
goes away,
Ring
she
does
dies.
get buried,
When casting that,
which
I'm
is
gonna
very
ping
beneficial
your
for
hound,
me,
get rid of the ward.
considering he's at 6 life.
I will then, in pinging, I'll gain 1.
I pinged
I'll
to gain
then
1 for myself. Pay
2
2.
to cast polymorph onto it, turning it into a frog.
Ping to gain 1.
Ping
Turn
my
that
turn to
into a
gain 1.
frog.
Aren't you gonna give me the frog?
I am. Give me a minute, my man. You don't have any tokens.
It's his frog right now. I only have 1 mana. So I guess the only thing left to do is to make a skeleton and pass. But I can also move an attack for 3.
And I will attempt to move an attack here for 3.
Take 3.
Taking 3.
Yeah, Hounds was tapped, so his frog
It's
cannot
still tapped.
block.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I have 1 left. I'll make a skeleton. And
Fortunately,
pass
can't
it.
kill the frog with a ring just yet. Although I wonder if I could have done that in a different order. Probably not.
It's a slight variation, and then with the help of some friends at a local game store. But
Yeah,
it's
because I
based
needed
off of
to cast the
CJ
Atlantean
Blue
Fate to
Magic,
ping
so
the
most
ward
of them
off
count.
in the first place. So I see an Earthquake, which is good on his side, not on my side. Things on water sites cannot be buried.
Okay. Let's see. Necromancer.
Oh, I know that. No, I can't play it. Here.
Can't play it there. Why not?
It'll be affected by Lantern Fate.
True. Yeah. Yep. Although it's ordinary, so it wouldn't.
Looks like James was asking, he's like, I don't want to cast this under Atlantean Fate. And I just reminded him that, well, because it's ordinary, actually you're good.
Yes, I don't have anything else.
Looks like he does opt to cast an Earthquake regardless, so it won't...
There's no.
Oh, except I'm on his Wuthering Heights. So yeah, the Maiden Mother Crones will die. And I don't think he rearranges them at all. And again, at this time, I was mostly a water player, so I'm like, how does this work? In a 2x2 grid, you rearrange sites as you please, and then bury everything on top of them.
Really good. Okay, so how would you like to rearrange or just keep them in bury?
Just bury and then I take 3.
And so Maiden Mother Crone dies. Doesn't look like he opts to actually rearrange anything.
Oh man.
Just wants the bury,
Yeah.
which sometimes is all you need.
Yeah. I'll sacrifice.
So James says, I think you got me. Can you just show me that you have the zap since you have the toolbox? And I showed him that I did have it. So good game, James. Thank you again for playing. Again, lots of misplays that we've seen over this entire week. I promise they're not intentional. It's just my lack of understanding of how the game works. So in this case, it was the Maiden Mother Crone gaining of 3. I don't think it would have made a difference in this case because I wasn't on death's door or anything like that. But still. So that is it for day 1 of Constructed, folks. We're at 4-2 at this point. So there's 2 more matches to upload from the day 2 event. So I hope you've enjoyed thus far. The next match will be round 7, which was the second day of Constructed and the final day of SorceryCon. Again, I had so much fun. I highly encourage you to come to a future SorceryCon if you can. And I will be uploading a ton of videos from that event following the uploads of these Constructed matches, and I hope you look forward to them. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in round 7. Thank you, take care, and bye-bye.